All right, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I started it early because I'm again tired. I've been tired a lot lately. Probably dying of some shit. But yeah, I'm just wanting to get ahead a little bit, and said, "Fuck it, let's just start let's start this early." Why have you guys wait 15 minutes when I'm sitting here, like pretty much doing nothing, right? So let's get on with it. So again, thank you guys for joining me tonight. I do appreciate it, as usual. Yeah, Addie Morris. Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know if it's old age or whatever the fuck, but it's like this tired shit. Like by the end of the night, man, I just want to go to sleep. But so much to do, so little time. At least that's what it feels like. Even when I schedule it out, which I've been doing, which has been working a lot better for me. Planning out my day, which works a lot better. It still doesn't seem. Russell the Muscle, you said something in the last live stream. Shit, man. It was like your last comment, and I wanted to address it. If you can remember what you said, can you please put it up again? I know a lot of people are like, why the fuck's he starting his live stream so early? Didn't he say 10:15? Yeah, I know I did. Sorry. But shredders. I guess, Derek. Yeah, I mean, I'm just, yeah. Like, listen, the last couple of days I wasn't, but like today, I did a lot of running around. I was planning this live stream, the Angry Prepper live stream, the next couple of videos. I'm doing a couple gear review videos as well, because I want to get back into the prepping, and I think I'm going to redo a lot of my old videos when I first started prepping. But I'm going to obviously make them a little more up to date, right? Because they were like 10 years ago or 9 years ago, whatever. Jason DeWise, I have no clue about the Senate hearing on terrorism today. I can only imagine, but no. But if you want me to talk about it, I'll look into it, and then Thursday, what's today? Thursday, I'll do a live stream on it. But no, again, Jason, there's so much shit going on, man. It's hard to keep up. I mean, it really is. You got Ludo. If you're gonna unsubscribe, you don't have to announce it. I don't know why people announce it. I don't even know why people think I care. I mean, is it because you were being blocked in the Angry Prepper live stream? I told you already. You guys are at the mercy of my mods. If they're not in a good mood or whatever it is, it is what it is. Again, they're trying to protect me, and they're doing the right thing. If they think you're being an antagonizer, then that's what it's going to be. But I don't know why people fucking tell me. Oh, okay. Sorry, Derek. I don't know why people, tell me they're leaving. Bye. I'm definitely not going to lose sleep over this shit. I don't think anybody is. Oh, shit. I didn't know I could do that. $21,000 subscribers. Christian Prepper, you got 21,000 subscribers? Did I just make this bigger? Holy shit. That's cool. Alright, guys. So, I had some images from the La Pamela, but that was supposed to be for the Angry Prepper stream, and I completely fucking forgot about it. So I'll bring it up in the next live stream. But anyway, let's get into tonight's topics. The topic of I don't give a fuck if you unsubscribe from me. That's topic number one. No, I'm just kidding. That's not a topic. Just felt like saying that. But we're going to talk about the invasion, guys. What is it? 14,000 Haitians that are at the border trying to get into America. Which the crazy shit is, I have to say this, guys. The crazy shit is they are actually staying there. Some of them, a lot of them are staying there and waiting their turn to get called to be brought in the right way, which I have to admire that. They're not just, listen, there were up to 14,000 of them. They could just push the gates in, that cheap, flimsy gate, and run over the fucking, the border guys. But they're not. They're waiting. They're what you call it. Do I think it's right that we take on all these immigrants? No. We are not the lifeboat of the world. I don't know how many times I have to say this. We do not need to be everybody's fucking saving grace. We are not everybody's beacon of hope or light. You know, it's I don't understand that. I don't understand why everybody thinks, oh, we should take on everybody's fucking burden and bring them all here. It's an invasion. It's a soft invasion because they're, you know, whatever, doing their, you know, they're taking their time or waiting their turn to get in. But nonetheless, it's a crisis, and it's not even a crisis, guys. Calling it a crisis is an understatement. The amount of people that are there under the International Bridge in Del Rio, Texas, the amount of people that are there waiting to come in is insane. I mean, listen, they need to be sent back, and I get why they're here. I understand that they're probably in a better, a worse situation than a lot of people, and maybe they need to be accepted. All 14,000 of them, I don't know. Women and kids, I guess, you know. Families, yeah. I know there was a guy with his kid, and he said that he was tired of living that life in Haiti, and that this was his better option. I get it that we are a lot of people's better options. I understand that, but we can't take on everyone who has that pity story. You know, it's easy for me to say that I live here already, but I mean, we also can't fucking cry at every fucking story of every immigrant who wants to come to this country. We just can't. You know, it's enough already with the fucking woe is me and feel bad for me. I get people want a better life for their kids, but maybe you should fix your country. Maybe instead of running, maybe instead of fucking turning it back on your country, you should fix it. Because you want to come here to this country and make life better and then go back and fix it. Maybe you can do that. Maybe that's an option. But it's not an option for a lot of people. They just want to come here and stay. And they want to say, well, you know, my country, I had it bad. Well, yeah, you had it bad because you were a fucking coward and you left. You didn't decide to fight. You didn't decide to make life better. Everybody has the power to make life better in their country. The country is run by the people. I don't know how many fucking times I have to say this. The people run the country. And when your government, whatever country you're in, took that power away from you, that was on you because you didn't fight back. And if they took your guns away, then you throw shit at them. You freeze shit in the freezer and you throw it at them hard. You take rocks and you throw it at them. You take fucking wasp hives and you launch it into their fucking homes. I mean, like, there's a lot of things you can do to fight back. But instead, people go, I want that easier life, that life there in America. The white picket fence and the now, you know, black family or white family enjoying the great life of America. Well, we were born here, and America was fought on all fucking aspects, guys. It was fought by Native Americans, it was fought by whites, it was fought by blacks, even the Chinese, you want to throw them in there, they were fighting for their shit. But everybody who's here has fought for their place. Whether it was me, my ancestors, your ancestors, we fought to be here. You can't just walk into this country and go, I want a better life. You got to earn that better life. Everything needs to be earned, guys. But we, the simpletons we are, Americans, we want to make everybody fucking feel good. So we just want to invite them in, open arms and all. Doesn't matter who the fuck they are, they're from Haiti. Now, Haiti, yes, has been plagued with multiple problems. Haiti had their president killed. What was his name? Jovenel Moses, is what I'm saying his name right? Right? He was assassinated. Then they were still recovering from the earthquake from 2010. Right? They were still recovering from that. And then they get hit with another one, last month? So Haiti is in a very, very shitty position. And I can see why people want to leave. But leaving shouldn't be the first option. Your first option would be fixing your country. Or you leave your country, you get money, you get knowledge, you get skills, and then you go back and you fix your country, right? That's just my stupid ideology and my thinking. Derek, crime in New York City is still high. People are still getting shot like hotcakes. It's the Wild West. Nothing has changed. I think people are used to the crime, but it's just going to get worse. They are paying criminals to stop criminaling. If they're trying to give them a couple bucks. Hey, I'll give you, I forgot what it was, like $500 or some shit a month to stop being a criminal. Criminals are like, yeah, man, we'll take that $500 and then we'll buy more drugs and we'll flip it and we'll make 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 out of it. But crime is still high. People still getting killed. More EDPs though. There are more motherfuckers jumping off the roofs now. I don't know why. Guys are fucking bailing out. One kid set fire to his apartment and then fucking jumped off the building. There was a picture of him laying against the car, dead. And you get accustomed to that. I mean, I've been accustomed to it for years. So, Chuck Campbell, yeah, I guess, right? It pays to be a criminal, apparently. If you're a criminal, you're getting $500-600 a month. To not be a criminal, it pays to be a criminal. Who says crime doesn't pay? Right? So anyway, now, guys, you have in Del Rio, Texas, the hospitals there are also being overrun. They're being overran, by the Haitian immigrants that are there waiting to get into America because women are dropping kids out like flies over there. Like poop kids here, poop kids there. People are getting hurt, dehydrated because there's not enough water. Nancy P. An EDP is emotionally disturbed person, aka psychopath, crazy, nut job, wing wang, that shit. That's what an EDP is. It's a crazy person, but it's a professional term, right? So they are sending a lot of people back to Haiti. It's a little hard to do. 14,000 people. I mean, I think it's down to 12,000 now. I think they took in 2,000 people, or they sent back 1,000 and kept 1,000, some shit like that. But we can't be the lifeboat of the world. Now, so one asshole, it's always an asshole, it's always a liberal asshole, Nicole Phillips said, people still have yet to get drinking water and medical care. These are the people who are hanging out under the bridge in Del Rio, Texas, that are hanging out under the international bridge. She goes, so what needs to happen is to stop the deportation flights to Haiti effective immediately. Instead, welcome Haitians to screen them for asylum so that they don't have to return to what they fled. This is Nicole Phillips, legal director of the Haitian Bridge Alliance, or Brigade Alliance, Bridge Alliance, sorry. So this asshole is saying that everyone needs to, they need to stop deporting them. They need to keep them here. Again, guys, I mean, listen, you look at it, you see the 14,000 people, like, man, that's a lot of people. But if you disperse them throughout the country, it's not a lot, right? It's like a drop in a bucket. But do we need all these people here? Do we need to set that example of, we'll take all those fucking people and keep them here? Exactly, a lad weep, right? Cry me a river. I'm sorry, I can't feel bad for your woes. I don't care. I really don't care. I don't care because it's not my fucking problem. I don't care because you don't care. You don't care about your country. You want to leave. And I get that you care about your kids because you want them to have a better life. So it is a bit of a conundrum for them. But for me, it's not. For me, it's like, yo, stop being a bitch and fight for your country. Throw on some armor, dress up in fucking, phone books, if you will. Use that as armor and fucking fight for your country and get it back. Kill the fucking politicians. Put them to sleep, whatever you want to do with them, and take your country back. That's the only fucking option. Running from there to here, and this is turning into a shithole because we keep taking on more people who want to change the dynamic of the United States. And the fact that we keep changing the dynamic of the United States for every last person that wants to come here. Haitians want to come here, for example. They don't like certain things that the United States does. So what do? They write to their fucking politicians in their district, in their area. That fucking politician goes, you know what? These Haitians are right. We don't like the way Americans barbecue, for example. There's just too white the way they barbecue. So we're going to make it less white because the Haitians are complaining about how white barbecuing is. Just an example. And so the Haitians write this in, legislation is passed or addressed, and then passed, and now they're like, no more white people white barbecuing, whatever the fuck that is, right? And so with that, guys, they're changing the lifestyle of America because they don't like certain things. You had Muslims come to this country and tell malls that they didn't like the Christmas tree in the center of the mall. So malls stopped putting, in certain malls, stopped putting Christmas trees in the center of their mall because it offended people who came to this country who were fleeing that country because they didn't like that life. So they come here and they repeat that life here by changing our way of life. That's called bullshit. Someone called colonization. Guys, it's complete bullshit. Now, Nina loves you. Not everyone is an immigrant. I stopped with that bullshit right now. If you were born in the United States, you're an American citizen. This fucking bullshit ideology that we were once a nation of immigrants. Yes, key word, motherfucker, is once. We were once a nation of immigrants. We are now a nation of American citizens. We are no longer fucking American immigrants anymore. A nation of immigrants. Because every country can be a nation of immigrants, guys. People didn't just pop up in those countries. They weren't just there. They migrated to those areas. So in essence, they could be an immigrant as well because they weren't from there, right? All life didn't start where it is. It started in Africa. So with that being said, guys, the nation of immigrant bullshit is bullshit. Enough already. Haiti, then, is a nation of immigrants. You want to go there? Because they were brought to that country as slaves, right? So a lot of countries had slaves brought there, but now they're claiming it as their own. But this country is a nation of immigrants? No, thank you. It is fucking not. We are American fucking citizens. We were born here. This is our country to fight for and fucking not have people come from another country, sit here and change our way of life. Because they want us to speak Spanish, for example. I live in Washington Heights, or used to live in Washington Heights. And a lot of old school, not even old school, younger kids wanted us to speak Spanish because this was their neighborhood. They told me this in the back of my ambulance. We want you to speak Spanish because you're working in our neighborhood. And I fired back all the time. I'm like, motherfucker, how was it in your country? Huh? Weren't you dirt poor? Weren't you washing yourself with fucking dirt and mud? Now you're here, you got hot water, fucking electricity, you got a school and a fucking clothes in your back. Shut the fuck up and play your position. Your position is you're now an American citizen. Act like an American citizen. You know, I mean, again, I hate the fact that people come here and they want us to change our lifestyle. Oh, yeah, well, weren't you a slave? No, motherfucker, I wasn't a slave. My ancestors were slaves. And even then, my family, rather, is from Puerto Rico and fucking the West Indies. Right? That's where my family's originally from. And even then, I was born here. That makes me an American citizen. Right? So coming here, guys, and trying to change the game and fucking throwing your 2 cents and telling people, well, we don't like Christmas trees because it offends us. We don't like the fact that you only speak English and not Spanish. It offends us. Go fuck yourself and take yourself back to your country if you feel that way. You know? But other than that, guys, you were born here. You're a citizen. That's it. Nina loves you. I get the humanity thing. That makes sense. But humanity or humanitarianism can only go so far. When people, and I'm not breaking your balls, but I'm breaking your balls. When people like you talk about humanity and shit, you do not know what this world is. You do not know how bad and ugly and how rough this world is. Violence is not the answer, but unfortunately, violence is the way. It's always been the way. It'll never, ever change. People like you have to wake up. This is a fucking cruel world. This is a cruel fucking time we're living in. And I'm not saying violence is the answer. I'm just saying that's how other people carry it. They come here to this country. For example, what is that gang? Not the Trinitarians. Not those assholes. What's the other group? The guys, the 13. What the hell is the name of that group? Shit. But anyway, somebody's gonna MS-13. MS-13. They come here with their bullshit. Their violence is the way. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Just Some Dude. Thank you, Unknown User and American Freedom. MS-13. Right? They fucking come here and they inflict pain and violence and get the shit they want. Their motto is rape through power and control, stealing money, and then drug dealing and shit like that. That's like their motto. That's how they move. Humanitarianism doesn't fucking always work. It's not diplomatic enough. It just doesn't matter to a lot of people. And I get your position on it, but yeah, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the world is cruel. The world is vicious, and a lot of humanitarians don't see that. They they know that it exists. Like I know Nina, you know it exists, but the violence that's out there and the evil that's out there will overpower your humanitarian thinking. Right? Hands down. It's been happening since man was created. Since man and woman were put on this planet, violence has always been the way, and it always will be the way. There is no such thing as peace. Peace is a mirage. Peace is something that they create to make us feel like it's obtainable, but it's not. It never will be obtainable, because man doesn't have the... Man is too emotional. That, and I'm including women on that. Men and women are just too emotional. Peace is just a mirage. It will never exist. It will exist in your home. It might exist in your community, but at some point in time, it comes across, it knocks on everybody's door. And Nina thinks peace will prevail. Somebody, I don't know, give her a Twix or a Kit Kat or some shit, because she's being a child. Because that is, again, something that people don't recognize. I've seen enough violence to, and that's here in the States, guys. I've seen enough violence. Forget about a combat vet who's fucking seen the absolute violence and who's seen the violence on all ends. Especially a combat vet who's a cop here in the United States. He sees that violence overseas. He comes here. He sees the violence here. Violence is the way. It always will be. It keeps us employed, ma'am. Violence will always keep people paid and employed. It's just how the world works. Violence is it. It's part of us. We are never going to get rid of it. Never. And if anybody thinks we are, you are sorely wrong. Yes, Derek, asteroids do care about humanity. He cares about wiping out humanity. As she says, Nina says, be yourself, not what society wants you to be. Say no to violence. Poor Nina. It's almost as if she's retarded. But, you know, whatever. I get it. I get what she's trying to say. Just it doesn't work. It doesn't work in this real world. Maybe if she's even... Nina, I would challenge you to start your own commune, your own little community of nice, violent-free people. I can guarantee you, in a 5-year, 10-year time, you will undoubtedly see violence in that commune. It's part of human nature. It's in our DNA. We can't scrub it out. There are movies that talk about scrubbing it out of our DNA or suppressing it, but you can't suppress violence in the human body. Suppressing violence in the human body is like a volcano. It will erupt in the end, and it always wins. Now, for those of us that can keep it under control, which is a lot of us, we keep it under control. We can absolutely go out there and do some hard shit, but we don't, because we keep it under control, because we have something called morals, right? We have values. So we don't fucking act on it. But there are people out there who don't give a fuck and act on it. They will fucking go at it, right? So, you know, Nina, it's almost as if you're touched or something. Like, you know, I get what you're trying to do. Maybe you're fucking with me. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you're fucking with me. But, I don't know, man. It's just asinine how people... think violence is just it's just interesting how people think that violence is just, you know, a non, like, not that it's a non-factor, that it could be scrubbed away, that it could be washed away with water, and we will baptize you guys and wash the violence away. It don't work. Doesn't work. It's something that we have to live with, we have to deal with, and we have to defend from it, but it's something that we're never going to get rid of. But anyway, guys, moving on to the next subject. In this subject, I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off. So be it. But Gabby Petito situation, right? The Gabby Petito... Truck Campbell, that would be interesting if I went on Blaze TV. I don't think they would like me very much, though. But we'll see. Derek, thank you for that. Yes, Nina, watch the... Thank you, Derek. Watch the ID channel. Watch that channel, and your head will explode after like 2 hours of the fucking crime shows you watch. And the show, or was it the first 24, some shit like that? Watch those shows. You'll see how ugly, and you'll see how violence how bad violence is and how shitty and what shitty things people do to one another for money, for a couple of $1,000s. There was a girl on one of those shows, sidetrack a little bit, one of those girls on one of those shows, she was killed. Her father knew she was dead because she hadn't called in a week and all that other shit. They killed this fucking girl for $2,000 or $3,000. They killed her. They killed her, they wrapped her up in a blanket, and they threw her out back in a dirt pile or some shit. And that was it. For $2,000. And the crazy shit about that case, guys, is it was her best friends. It was two guys she grew up with, and they turned on her, they killed her for $2,000. It was fucking insane. And that's violence for you. That's real fucking violence. That's the shit that people kill each other for. $2,000. Some people will kill you for $20. So some people were killing each other for crack back in the crack era. So again, guys, violence it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. You're not gonna love violence away. You're not Gandhi, all right? And even Gandhi tried and pretty much wasted his time. People were like, but he created a movement of what? Gandhi did not create peace. He did not set out to do what he did not accomplish what he was set out to do. Sorry, all right? And that was create world peace, and there is no world fucking peace. So, Nancy P. Where did I read what? But moving right along, guys. So Gabby Petito, the situation with this, and I call it a situation because, guys, when we heard about this girl missing, it was a 22-year-old girl from Long Island who was essentially killed, left in the Grand Teton National Park, and the boyfriend comes back, and then people are like, well, where's Gabby? I'm like, who's Gabby? I don't know what Gabby. And then continues to go home, lawyers up, and parents protect him. Now, the whole Gabby situation, I'm a little confused with one thing. Why did it receive the national attention it's getting? This girl was doing a cross-country trip with her boyfriend in a van, that van life shit, and she goes missing. She winds up dead. They confirmed the body today. She winds up dead, and they're saying that she disappeared under mysterious circumstances. There was nothing mysterious about the circumstance. The boyfriend killed her. It was straight fucking forward and simple. Everybody with a brain figured out the boyfriend killed her, so it wasn't fucking a mysterious circumstances. Thank you, Truth Hurts. It's a distraction, right? Sarita, Chuck Norris Gun Club, it was a distraction, right? I said that in the Angry Prepper live stream, but why we focused on this? Like, why is this why are people moving mountains over this? They're like, oh my God, it's Gabby. And then you had a YouTuber. I don't even know who the chick is, but she looked like an asshole. As soon as they showed the lady, so Miss, let's call her Clarice because she looks like a fucking asshole. So let's say Clarice comes in, and Clarice sits in front of the camera, and she's like, her stupid boy cut haircut, and she's sitting there, and the lady goes, well, when you went back and you saw the van in that footage, what did you think? And the YouTuber goes, well, I just, I wanted to sit there and say hi to them and see if they were there, but there was nothing there. It was dark. And I'm like, bitch, are you building your fucking YouTube channel based on this girl's murder? Because if that's it, you're full of shit. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, this YouTuber steps in and they're interviewing her. So what did you think what was happening? Well, we don't know. We drove by and we saw the van. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this? I mean, first of all, if I had footage of this girl's van or I was trying to, the last thing I want to do is do an interview and try to blow up my YouTube channel on the murder of this girl, which this YouTuber did. This YouTuber, not even in my opinion, the YouTuber did it. She sat there trying to get more subscribers for her channel on the murderous girl. I'm pretty sure she's going to be pushing that in the YouTube channel. Look what I caught, guys. I caught Gabby Petito's van in my video. Look at it here. And she's going to draw people to her channel on the back of this fucking girl being killed. Now, back to the distraction part. What are they distracting us from? Now, there was a couple things that I was told went down. I can't remember for the life of me, but I know one of them was the mRNA in food or vegetables. Food or vegetables, I can't remember that. I know Pinball Premiertis got a strike for that video. He did a video on it and he got a strike. But I know they was distracting us with that, right? But why pick this situation as the distraction? Why not talk about, which the media is not really talking about it that much, why not talk about the fucking volcanoes erupting over in the Canary Island or Mount Etna? They're not talking about that. They're talking about this little girl who went missing in the fucking woods. Sorry. Or the Grand Teton, right? Okay, she went missing and she's dead. We all, listen, for all of us here knew there was a distraction. We all figured it out inside of fucking, I don't know, 30 seconds, right? A Truck Campbell, you're probably right. Economic distraction, maybe. Or maybe something bigger. Who knows? But we all figured this shit out, guys. We were like, dude, the chick is dead. And the boyfriend did it. Case closed. We should all be detectives. We should all be federal detectives because we figured this shit out in 10 seconds. You know? I mean, it was a fucking open and shut case, guys. That was it. The W, thank you for the donation, and that's interesting. He says, Gabby Petito has a small tattoo of a tsunami wave on her wrist, and she wore t-shirts, says Zionist on it, and it had a tidal wave on it. Okay. So if a tidal wave happens, then she was, telling the truth. The Blank Terminal, thank you for the donation, and Terrence Pop, I don't know who that is. I'll look him up. I don't know who that is. But guys, listen. If this was a game of Clue, we won. We all won. I mean, we should all pat ourselves on the back, actually, because we figured it out. Because they're acting. That was the worst thing about it. God, that was the worst thing about this case about Gabby, guys, is that the media was trying to make it like it was this big mystery. What happened to Gabby Petito? Where's the boyfriend now? The motherfucker's hiding out in Florida, and she was fucking dead, buried somewhere. That's what happened. That's all that happened. It's not a big mystery case. This isn't where's Jimmy Hoffa's body. We knew that they were going to find her. We knew that when they found her that it was her. They were trying to lead us on. Oh, they found a body that fits the description, but we can't say it's her yet. Are you fucking crazy? Who else would have been in that area? But whatever. I guess they have a job to do. They can't fucking jump the gun and tell the the parents it's her without identifying her, the dentals and all that shit. Though she wasn't dead that long, they could have looked at her and been like, okay, yeah, it's Gabby, But whatever. It was a strange distraction. That's all. Just a strange distraction. They could have distracted us with so many other things, but that's what they chose to go with, All right, guys, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever makes you happy, whatever pisses you off. If I'm pissing you off, hit the thumbs down. If I'm not pissing you off, hit the thumbs up. But if I'm not pissing you off and you just want to piss me off, not piss me off, but make me sad, hit the thumbs down. Whatever it is, guys. Just do some shit, and helps out with the algorithm, the whole 9 yards, yada, 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 yada. Yeah, you guys know the deal. So, enough with Gabby, because, listen, they found her. The boyfriend's hiding out in the woods somewhere. He might even hung himself. Hopefully he got eaten by a crocodile or crocodile's raping him. Whatever the fuck it is. Hopefully, they get him, and if they do, he'll go to jail, and then he'll rot in jail, and we all know how that goes. He'll be raped a million times by actual prisoners and not alligators, and, and then justice will be served a million ways to one, right? So, anyway. Bad Boy Channel, he may have killed himself. And even then, if he did, okay. And if he killed himself, Mike Penitentiary, thank you for the donation. If he did kill himself, then that's a bigger fuck you to the parents of Gabby, because why did he do it? Why did he kill Gabby? Well, they won't know because he's dead now, right? So, I don't know. It'll be a big fuck you. But anyway, moving right along, guys, because not gonna keep beating, a dead horse. Whatever. We're not gonna keep talking about the situation. So, let's talk about the mandates that are destroying the businesses here in New York City. Now, I think I mentioned this on my mandate video on the Angry Prepper channel, that the mandates were going to destroy a lot of business. It was going to affect a lot of business, not so much destroy them, but it is starting to destroy a lot of businesses because the mandates here in New York City, the mandate is you have to be vaccinated to eat indoors. So if you have to be vaccinated to eat indoors, and not all of New York is vaccinated, a lot of us who ate out at these restaurants are no longer eating at these restaurants anymore. We're not eating at these restaurants anymore. We're not giving them money. We're not giving them money anymore. They are now suffering, and they're losing out on tens of thousands of dollars. So, some of the New York City restaurants are complaining and are fighting back on the insane mandates that de Blasio imposed, right? And he imposed these stupid mandates because he thought he was doing the right thing, but he wasn't. He is fucking over the smaller businesses. Now, there are big restaurants here in New York City that have the vaccinated people going to them, and they're still doing well because those people, the hipsters, the kiss ass, the assholes, the monkeys, they go to these restaurants because they want to be cool. Well, I was seen eating at such and such restaurant, so I'm a cool dude. And so those people get vaccinated to go to those restaurants. Those are the high-end restaurants where all the celebrities hang out. And so those restaurants are still doing good. But now you have Papa Leone's and Mama Leone's, small little Italian restaurant. And they're suffering because now no one's going there. Because those people are going to the other restaurants that have less people, so now they can go there now. Get what happened? So it was a shuffling move, if you will, a shuffle move. The famous restaurants that you had to be put on a waiting list for no longer have a waiting list because they have less people eating there because you have to be vaccinated to go in and eat. So now the smaller restaurants that these people hung out at, they're no longer going to those restaurants. They're going to the more famous restaurants because of notoriety and all the bullshit that comes along with it. The smaller restaurants are feeling that pinch. Now they're not making the money. They don't have customers in there. They are going to have to lay off workers because of this. There are workers who don't want to get vaccinated, therefore they're quitting. So they're running into that problem. So they're running into a problem of finding workers, and then they're running into the problem of finding workers that are vaccinated. Such as life. Now, I do feel bad for these restaurants because these rules and regulations were brought onto them by a shitbag mayor. And this is where we are. We're here in New York City, restaurants are feeling it, and restaurants are going to collapse because of this mandate. But do you think the mayor's going to listen? He probably isn't. Keep in mind, the mayor switched his tune and said if you get one shot in you, you can go out and eat. You can go to the restaurants because they were immediately complaining. But now that there's some media attention on businesses about to collapse because of the lack of customers, he might have to do something with that. He might have to do something with the mandate because the other problem is not a lot of tourists are coming into the city. There was there was a big tourist fight from two women from Texas who happened to be vaccinated. They go into a restaurant, but somehow there was a miscommunication and they get into a fist fight. And they said that the woman called them a racial slur, but I think they're lying just to get out of the lawsuit. And then they attacked the hostess because the hostess asked for their vaccination status. But they were vaccinated, but they didn't have their vaccine card on them. So that turned into a fight. All right, so now even the vaccinated people are getting into a fight, and they're vaccinated. But they left their card, so they get into a fucking full-on fist fight. Or rather, the hostess got her ass handed to her. But anyway. Yes, Truck Campbell, I saw that Veritas video. Very, very interesting. Very interesting shit that they dropped that bomb on it, and now more and more people are seeing this video, and now people are questioning it and going, what the fuck? You know? So yeah, I saw that video. I'm trying to do a video on it. I just don't know how. I think I figured out something that YouTube, when you talk about certain situations, you have to back it up with facts. But you can't back it up with just facts with you saying it. You have to put it on the screen so they can't deny it. And you have to get it from a reputable source. So if you get it from CDC, if I talk about this Veritas video, I'm going to give it a shot and see what happens. I'm going to do it on here and see whether or not I get a strike. So I'm going to talk about it, but I'm going to provide proof of these things I'm talking about and see what YouTube does. Now, YouTube hasn't taken down that video yet, which I am surprised. They have not taken the video down. So I'm going to see where this goes. Now, back to the whole mandates destroying the businesses, or restaurants, sorry. Restaurants are now, again, losing money. Not their bigger problem, but their other problem is that the mayor is leaving restaurant owners, hostess, restaurant workers in charge of policing people who are vaccinated. So now they're sitting there going, well, if you're vaccinated, not that you're vaccinated, but they're leaving these people in charge of policing them, making sure they're vaccinated before they come in. That's not their job. If the city wants to make sure vaccinated people are going to the restaurant, the city should provide a cop or something to sit at the gates of hell, the businesses, and go over their vaccination status. But that's on the city. That shouldn't be up to that shouldn't be put on the restaurant guys. Now, guys, here's the big problem. The biggest problem with all of this is once these businesses start shutting down, and it'll be like a domino effect. Once these businesses start shutting down, that's where you're going to see the bigger problem. Because when businesses start shutting down, when restaurants start shutting down, people stop coming into the city. People stop coming into the city. People stop coming into the city. Money stops being brought into the city. Money stops being brought into the city. Now you have a fucking big problem. Because we already have a crime problem. We have people here in New York City shooting at fucking tourists. We have businesses being shut down or closing down, because the mandates are fucking them over. Fucking them out of the money. Fucking them out of making ends meet. Fucking employees over because now employees are getting fired because they don't want to get the shot. Businesses are getting fucked because employees don't want to get the shot, so now they're losing the employee, they're losing that help that they needed. So it's a domino effect that's affecting everyone, and people who are not taking the shot are hanging in there pretty strong. But we'll see. There was a lawsuit filed against the mayor by a bunch of restaurants to stop the vaccine mandate. But these mandates that these guys are setting out, guys, all over the nation, there's got to be some legal issues to them. There has to be. You can't tell me that a guy just stepped out of his office, woke up and goes, I'm going to mandate this shit, I'm going to make this happen. I don't understand that. I don't get it, I think it's weird. But nonetheless, it's happening. But I think there needs to be some kind of law stating how many mandates they can put. Because if you can mandate anything, then you can mandate till you're blue in the face and restrict us of everything, right? Because that's all they're doing now. They're restricting of social freedoms. I can't go out and have fun. Now, there's not a lot of fun I want to have in the city, to be honest with you. But nonetheless, if I wanted to go bowling, I can't. Now, there was a guy who went bowling and still caught COVID from the bowling alley. And he was vaccinated, and it was only allowing vaccinated people in there. And he got it bad the second time around. Water tastes funny. Right, and that's the thing. If mandates are not a codified law, right, and if they're not law, then these restaurants should not be abiding by them. They should absolutely be breaking these fucking mandates. Or not breaking them, ignoring them. They should be ignoring the mandates. They shouldn't be sitting there going, well, they're mandating this. Ignore it. Ignore it. They're hitting you with illegal fines. That's the other thing these restaurants don't get. They set in illegal fines from a mandate that was probably illegal as well. Because by their logic, they can mandate anything then. But by legal standards, there should be some kind of either A, loophole, or B, illegal. Straightforward. Just an illegal fucking setup. But I don't know. I don't know what else to think about that. You know what I mean? I hate to see a lot of these businesses close down. We see a lot of businesses close down here in the city, guys. When you run through the streets of New York, downtown that is, you'll see a lot of businesses closed. You'll see a lot of it. Now, obviously, if you're a tourist and you're coming here, you're not going to recognize it. You're going to look and be like, oh, look at those empty stores. And that's all you're going to think. But someone who's been born and raised in the city for 44 years, I can go down to 86th Street, for example, on the east side, and I noticed that, oh shit, these stores are empty. That store used to be full with this. That used to be Children's Place. That was the Barnes & Noble flagship store. It's gone. They closed down the Barnes & Noble flagship store on 86th Street because of COVID. That store was fucking huge. A big, impressive Barnes & Noble store, which is now closed because of COVID. And then they had, at the corner, they had a Children's Place that was also abandoned, if you will, or went out of business because of COVID. So COVID fucked up a lot of shit, but I think people being scared fucked up even more. So anyway, guys, I'm not going to drag this out anymore. I am super fucking tired. 45 minutes I think is enough for this channel, you know, especially being my second, unless I'm going on a tear. But I'm not feeling tearish tonight. RK, yes, I have watched Sex and the City. Only a couple episodes. I wasn't married to it. Like, when there was nothing on, I'd watch and be like, what's the big deal about this show? Interesting show, but, you know, whatever. I'm not one of those fans. And now they're rebooting it for its limited edition series or some shit. Now those ladies are old as shit with their canes and their electric chairs, and I'm gonna get some ass, you know, like these old women trying to be young again. It's fucking crazy. They should have left well enough alone, but now they're doing like a reboot kind of deal. Whatever. Anyway, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching me tonight. Thank you for the donation. Mods, thank you for what you do, and I will see you in a live stream later this week, probably Thursday or Friday. All right, guys, thank you for watching.